Madam Chairman, thank you very much. Madam Secretary, thank you for being here. On behalf of Kansans and Americans, thank you very much for you and your department's efforts to secure our country, to make us safer. You and I have had conversations at many hearings, both in the authorizing committee and in the appropriations subcommittee and full committee in regard to the National Bio and Agro-Defense facility, and which is included in the President's budget request. I just wanted to take a moment and have you indicate why now that request is there, why it's important, and perhaps what the alternative is. So the cost of Plum Island, I'd like for you to explain to the committee why that is an expensive proposition and why the administration decided to move forward in this request.
Well, and I must say, Senator, I think you can tell from the other questions, the demands on the department in our budget for large-scale capital investments, recapitalizing the fleet, another icebreaker and so forth, are very substantial. And with sequester and the fiscal environment and the Budget Control Act, it is very, very tough out there. But over the last 4+ years that I've been secretary, I have been reviewing the literature and the need for a new facility to protect the nation's food supply, but also to help us protect the nation on a security basis from the types of threats that require a so-called level 4 laboratory. It's also clear to me that Plum Island, the current facility, is neither big enough nor advanced enough where plowing $1 billion into it ultimately makes any sense. You just simply can't. We can patch Plum Island enough while we're constructing an NBAF, and we're going to have to do that. But in the end, the country needs to make the decision that for our overall security, we need a major level 4 lab facility. As you know, there was a competition. It's been peer-reviewed. It's been sent back for re-review by a number of scientific bodies. Every step along the way that has been complied with. The state of Kansas has now put in more money to help in a partnership with the federal government. Under the President's proposal, we can begin construction of the main lab in 2014 and be done hopefully by 2020. But in the end, Senator, in the midst of all the competing demands on our budget, and it's a tough, tough budget, it just seemed to me we've just got to tackle this issue head on.
Madam Secretary, thank you for your answer and thank you for your leadership in this on this issue. Chairman, thank you. Madam Secretary, a couple of questions about NBAF. Would you inform the subcommittee about the original nature of the state of Kansas's contribution to the project and its more current, its more recent determination about to assist at a greater level? And if you have any thoughts about, the NBAF facility was called for 9 years ago in the report that followed the 9/11 Commission report that followed 9/11, and a sense for the associated costs with continued delay. You have thoughts about that? And secondly, would you outline for the subcommittee what the state of Kansas is doing to make this project more affordable for the federal taxpayer?
Well, the state of Kansas has increased their contribution to the NBAF. I think they're now north of $300 million that they are putting in. Matt, when you combine it with the federal investment, you pay for $1 billion plus facility. With respect to delay, every delay in this project adds costs. I mean, every one of the double checks and triple checks we've done to make sure that all of the criteria are met, and I know this is a big deal project, so we want to be very careful here. but has added expense and cost to the project. We know we need it. We know we're not positioned for the long term to deal with these kind of biologic threats without it. And delay only in the end postpones the inevitable at cost.
In your capacity as Secretary of the Department of Homeland Security, do you have information that validates the belief that these threats exist, that they are real, they're not imaginary, and that they have the potential of having significant consequences to the health and safety of Americans, as well as significant economic consequences if we're unable to prevent and/or respond to those threats?
Well, the threats in this area can be both from a human adversary and from Mother Nature, quite frankly. So without going into intelligence or anything like that, we can ascertain that the risk is very much with us. It's with us now. And we know that the existing facility we have is too small and too antiquated to take us where we need to be.
Secretary, thank you. Chairman Landrieu, I'd be willing to work, as you would expect, with you and the subcommittee and the full committee in any way possible.